Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, guys. On this channel we'll be talking a lot about product design and different tools to help you get started in different areas of product design. So today we're going to be doing a continued tutorial on the previous interactive components on Figma. So far on the last two tutorials we went through how to create a beautiful menu. So we have a hover state for this menu, and on tap we sort of animated that as well, and then on hover of that we also have this close again. You can open and close that really easily, and then we have also worked on this links where on hovering we have a nice animations happening there. So what we're going to be doing next is we can also create a variant for not necessarily a variant, but then we'll do a different component set where we'll have a slightly different animation. So instead of the motion happening from the bottom in this way, we'll do a slightly different variation, and then I'll show you how quickly we can explore different animations and how easy it is to actually change. So without further ado, let's get started on this. So we are back in Figma. The first thing I'm going to do is so we have this component which we had created before. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a duplicate of that and essentially change both of this font from Ivy to Oswald. So this is I'm looking for a completely sort of different direction, and then also I'm going to go to the text and then keep it all caps. I think that looks pretty good. I'm also going to go to this state, and then I want it to be a bit more purple. I'm just going to go to this purple, keep it purple, something like that. Then I'll remove the drop shadow. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to also reduce this opacity to, let's say, 50%. So what I want to do is, what I'm planning to kind of do is, on hover, so we have, again, you have dribble, right? What I want to do is, like, when you're hovering on this, I want this to move, and then another dribble should come here with a different color. So for any animations to happen, it's simple. If you look at it this way, you just have to define the initial and the end state. So on the initial state for this default mode, so I have again a dribble text in here, which is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go to the initial default mode. I'm going to paste that. So right now I think there is also the 5 pixel difference which we had previously. Then I'm going to undo it. I'm going to potentially keep 0 so that both are perfectly aligned, and I'll do the same for here as well. So I'm just going to say this one is, again, we have to name it properly so that later on when you want to reference, it's going to be easier. So I'm going to say dribble purple for this one. I'm gonna hide and make sure that's a purple one. Okay, same thing I'm gonna also do here. So this is a purple one. I'm gonna say dribble purple. Then I'm gonna open. I'm gonna go to this default option and then copy the normal grade dot dribble and then paste it on the hover state as well. Then also we'll do the same. So on this one, I think -5. I'm gonna also reset to 0. So you're all good right now so far. I'm going to also, in terms of alignment, I'll keep it exactly same as what we have in here. So dribble below and then purple above. So far good. What I'm going to do is, on the initial state, default state, we want the purple state to be hidden, right? So we want it to move a little bit down. So what I'm going to do is, like, I'm going to tap on default and then I'm going to say clip content. What it does is, if we have any content which is actually going below, right, it's just going to mask it and then it won't be shown. So we want the initial state to be like this, right, and then we have the hidden purple dribble which is like just laying right below. And similarly on the hover state, we have the normal dribble which is like right behind it. So I want to move up right now. And then again, I'm going to also tap on this and then say clip content. So we can actually see. So I'm going to tap on dribble again. I'm going to hide it. I'm going to move it slightly up until, okay, I think that's perfect. So now I think what's going to happen is, like, when we hover, we're just going to move So let's try it out if it actually works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a prototype. I think it's already there, so we don't have to do anything there. So instead of, so right now I've named it as link //1. So I'm going to name this one link / let's say 2. After this is done, I'm gonna, since I want to try this on a new one, I'm just gonna create a duplicate of this artboard, and instead of prototype, I'm gonna go to design, and then tap on this dribble, and then instead of the property being link property being 1, I'm just gonna change it to 2, so it should update in this fashion. So I'm gonna go here. Before I do that, I'm going to create a prototype link flow starting point in here as well, so that we can easily test, and tap the play icon, waiting for it to load. Now we have this nice motion happening. I don't necessarily like it too much, so the total height of the component is like slightly different. So what I'm going to do is maybe I'm gonna reduce it from top as well. Okay, that's perfect. I'm gonna check this again. Yeah, that is fine. We'll also do one other thing, which is like, instead of just keeping it hidden, I'm gonna also reduce the opacity back to 0. So I'm gonna do the same for this one as well. So I'm gonna reduce the opacity to 0. So again, we have to just play around with different values and then see what looks good. That's pretty good so far, right? I think that I like that. Maybe the animation, we can also play around with the animation types. So right now we do smart animate ease out, so maybe I'll also try and ease in out back. So what happens is, if you go to the custom, they do something like this, where it has a little bit of towards the end there is a little bit of spring sort of a feeling to it. So I'm just going to try that and then check. Okay, I'm gonna also maybe increase the from 300, maybe I'll keep it 600. I don't necessarily like this style though. Okay, let's perhaps we should keep it maybe 500, but again, right now we're learning, right? It doesn't necessarily need to look absolutely amazing, but the idea is we learn different curves and animations, and that'll help you achieve, essentially you can do different combination of things and achieve an amazing animation. So the key idea is to kind of try it out as you're progressing. So alright, so I think this is pretty good so far. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to apply the same for all of this. I'm going to select all of them, go to design. I'm going to assign the property to, so I think that's fine. I'm going to increase the maybe 24. Okay, that's fine. Now one of the, I foresee a problem which is going to happen pretty soon, which is, again, when you have this is like dribble, but if you do this again, behind it's go to dribble. So if you go inside each one of these, what's happening is, for example, inside dribble, so there is 2 dribble, right? And if you go here, it's still be dribble, so we have to change that name from dribble to behance. I'm just gonna manually do it because like Figma at the moment, as of today, they're not automatically updated. So I'm just gonna also do the same for LinkedIn. I'm gonna also do the same for Medium. I'm just editing the name to be same as what we want. Once we have done that, and then go back, it has a really nice motion to it, right? You can have a you can also try different, again, it's up to you. You should be able to, again, let's try, can go to prototype again. I'm not necessarily liking the spring motion, so I'm gonna probably change it back to easing out, maybe ease out to 400 millisecond. I'm gonna try this again. I think I'd rather prefer this, but again, it's very personal. So that's pretty good so far. I hope this helpful for you. So essentially you need to try mix and match different combination of motion, right? So you have several control. So right now we've just only animated opacity and movement. There is also rotation, right? Rotation values. So try with different combination of things. And if you want to try even more complex things, you can also have nested components. So you can have components inside components, right? Variants inside variants, which will let you animate even more. So on the next one, we'll go through a button, and then how do you animate different states of that button. That's for the next video again. So again, thank you so much for making this far. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do so, please leave your likes and then let me know in your comments. And if you have any problems, as always, please let me know. I could help you fix it. And thanks for watching again. See you on the next one. Bye bye.